Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Central TV.
I love to
Hey, Mrs. Grams.
Yes, mother. Good evening.
How
How
are
you
you?
doing? I'm
I'm
fine. You?
good. Thank
Thank
God.
God.
Oh. Happy
Yeah,
to see you.
myself. So
Well,
happy to
we want to welcome everyone to Sandra TV. This is a program, The Power of Horror, and I am your usual host, Mrs. Arizona Thomas Grace Bay Grams. And I am here today with my guest. She will introduce herself. But before she introduces herself, we want to say please follow this show. Please follow this TV, this online TV, Sandra TV. Make your comments, share the page, invite others, and just keep Sandra TV wherever you are closer to you. So, Miss, let me ask my guest to kindly introduce herself.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mrs. Elizabeth Hine Grimes. So now I will be your guest in studio. I'm so honored. Thank you so much, Mrs. Grimes, Mrs. Arizona Grimes, for the honor tonight to serve as guest on your show, Demdrive TV. Thank you.
You are most welcome. So, we want to welcome everyone wherever you are in America, the United States of America. You are in Asia, you are in Europe, you are in South America, you are in Africa, you are in West Africa, Liberia, the motherland. We want to welcome you. We want to say you are highly welcome with love, and we spread our wings. We send you visual hugs and kisses and say you are the one keeping this TV alive. So we just want to encourage you to continue to follow Sandra TV always. Every week we have different programs, and today it is about women, and it is called the show is called The Power of Hope. We'll always give you backgrounds as to why the program is called The Power of Four. We have come to realize, and it is nothing that is not known around, that women have been marginalized, women have been in the back, women have been domestic partners, women have been the ones, in the background. But now women around the world stood up for this movement that women will not only be domestic keepers or caregivers, but they are also going to participate in the building of the nation, in the building of the world, and women will participate in decision making, and women have potential that cannot be covered. So we want to explore, and we want to meet tea. We want to meet tea what women fought for. We want to hold on to what women gave their lives for. So today the show is called The Power of Hope because we know you got power. Wherever you are, you have a power as a woman. Wherever you find yourself, whatever you are that woman, you have the power. And when you have the power, you cannot just sit one place. When you have the power, you are not under the table. When you have the power, you are not quiet and silent. When you have the power, you empower. When you have the power, you include. When you have the power, you fight for your rights. When you have the power, you speak out. So today, we want you to follow us as we discuss on the power of horror today. And today, our topic is going to be the role of healing from abuse. Where my guests going in there? Where? Guests travel I internet. Oh. So, Madam Grant, Elizabeth Grant, we want to welcome you. We want you to feel free. We want you to flow. We want you to say what you have to say. We don't want you to hold back. We don't want you to be, uh, uh, you know, shy or I know you are an educator and I know what you have. I know what you can do. I know what you can say. So we want you to feel free and let us flow and talk about it. So we are discussing, we saying the road to healing, right? From
Yes, the road
abuse,
to abuse.
from abuse as a woman. So we are going to go to our guest to talk about. If we're talking about abuse, what comes to your mind? How can you explain what abuse is?
Okay, thank you so much for bringing me on. So, what we are talking about something that many women are surviving or they have survived, but not many are speaking about it. Behind all the makeup rather, there are bruises. Behind smiles, there are scars. Behind silence, there are screams. But tonight, we are going to break the silence. We're going to break the silence. The road to healing is real, and no woman was created to live in fear or intimidation. So, based on their backdrop, I'm going to define abuse as abuse is the misuse of power to control, to intimidate, or to destroy another human. Abuse is not love. Abuse is not abuse is not either. It is not connection. Abuse is control that is wrapped in fear. Abuse is when a woman begins to shrink. That is when a woman begins to feel smaller in she loses her confidence. She starts expressing herself freely because of how she is being treated. So we get some abuses against. So number one we are going to talk about tonight is emotional and psychological abuse. And it is the most common and hidden one. Emotional abuse does not leave bruises on the body, but it keeps on the heart and the mind. It usually begins with insults. So when a woman is suddenly called useless, stupid, ugly, worthless, or inferior, those words begin to sink into her spirit. A woman who hears she is nothing on a daily basis, she may begin to believe she is nothing. Every day when she hears that, when people are telling her or her abusers are telling her that you are worthless, you are nothing, every day she hears that thing, she begins to feel that it is truth. So every day, if I will hear that I'm like this, I'm like that, I can't hear any other positive thing about myself. But every day I hear from this person that I am worthless, that I have no use, then I think that is who I am. That is why emotional or psychological abuse does to a woman. Yes. Then comes the criticism. She is being criticized. Nothing she does is ever good enough. The food is not good enough. The house is not clean enough. And there are many other things, but efforts are never appreciated. Over the
Mm.
time, over the time she stops trying
Mm.
before she forgets. But every other day she hears that she is worthless, she is nothing,
Mm.
she is a failure. Everything
Mm.
she does will never be appreciated, will never be seen. So she will stop trying. She begins to doubt herself. She will begin to doubt herself. She will begin to withdraw or pull back from herself and others. She had never been listened to. She is not always listened to. Her thoughts or her feelings are always ignored. She feels
Mhm.
in, she feels important. She also feels powerless. That is what
Mm.
emotional abuse does to a woman. Then we take
Thank you.
we come to
Go
public
ahead. Go
humiliation.
ahead.
Yes, we come to public humiliation, correcting her in the public, mocking her
Mm.
in front of friends, embarrassing her in front of family. A
Mm.
woman who is publicly humiliated, she slowly loses her dignity. She slowly loses her dignity when she is publicly humiliated. Every time in a public, you don't do it behind closed doors again. You have left the house with all the abuses. You have now entered the public of abusing her. She is slowly her dignity. There is also isolation from her friends and from her family. The abuser may
So,
tell may tell her, your friends are bad influence, or your family does not like me. Stay home. I don't want you to go anywhere. Stay here. You are stuck here with me. You are nothing without me. You need to stay here. And gradually, she is being cut off from her support system. That is people who believe in her, people who trust her. She has been cut off from them. Isolation, it increases or dependence, and it weakens your confidence. It weakens her self-confidence. That is what isolation does in the emotional or psychological abuse. Then we come to the gaslighting. We come to gaslighting. When she confronts behavior of her abuser, then she will always be told, you are crazy, or you are just imagining things. You are just imagining
mm.
things. You are too sensitive to everything. What is it? What are you talking about? You are the problem. You have too much problem. I can't even understand you. She will be told all of those things. And then she will begin to question her memory. She will begin
Mm.
to question her own feelings, and even her own sanity. She will be thinking, am I really correct? Did I, or am I now hallucinating? Am I now don't know what to say or what or how to behave? She'll be questioning her own self. Some women, they are not bleeding outside. Some of them, the emotional, we are talking about the emotional abuse. They don't bleed outside like the physical abuse, but they bleed within. They bleed inside. Emotional abuse is slowly destroy confidence. It attacks their identity. It weakens your self-worth. That is what emotional abuse does. It makes a woman feel small. It makes her to feel invisible. She think that she is not seen anywhere she appear. People will not see her. They will not count her to be anyone. She feel powerless. That is what emotional abuse does to a woman. And then
Yeah.
we take the Yeah.
Yeah, I just want you to hold on some Mrs.
Okay.
Grams. Yeah, I want to. I'm enjoying you. You see me, and now I trust you, and I know you. You are a teacher, and so I'm just like okay. But I want us to, have this discussion. I'm going to give you the opportunity. I'm enjoying you, and I like how you are going about it. Okay, after you have told us the definition of abuse, that behavior that frightens, intimidates, control, manipulate a person, and coming down to the common ones that women are faced with: emotional abuse, and what? Sexual abuse,
Emotional,
and what?
sexual abuse, physical abuse,
Physical
spiritual
abuse.
abuse, financial
That is that
abuse,
spiritual. Those ones are the main ones that women are faced with around the world.
emotion.
Have you ever encountered a woman? Have you ever had an experience, or have you had a situation where a person, you see a woman that have been abused, or a woman that is abused, that you have come in contact with, or I, as a woman, have you ever faced such a situation before?
Yes, yes, I have come across situations like that.
Hmm.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, can you say something about it? How did you feel come in contact with a victim that has suffered abuse?
Yeah, I felt very bad at the time because at the time she and myself were very close. She was my friend, personal friend, and she was always in this, the physical, the emotional. She was in it, and she always used to come to me. She said, Elise, this is it. Even at times after the physical abuse, when she pulled out her heart out to people, community people will come, oh, you just need to stay. It's better to be with the devil you know than the angels you are not seeing. In fact, where will you carry all of these children? You already have two children, and right now you are pregnant. So where will you go?
Mm,
And when she won't leave, she will say, Elise, then she said there's particular thing people are always telling me. I don't really know. She said I can be speaking. Oh. So where in this world that children cannot go? Like they will always ask me where I have to carry my children. She will always ask me where children can go. And she said it's devil a good thing that they're telling me to be with the devil that I know than the angel I have not seen. Do they even have sense? So I used to talk things over with her. I used to advise her, and today she's out of it. She survived it.
yeah. Um, Thank you, because most of the things that keep women in abuse, for those who have abusive relationship, keep them in that relationship. For me, I would term it as poverty, ignorance, lack of education.
Yes.
So, for what you just said, people were telling her to stay because she got children because of poverty.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to leave their breadwinner? And now what the abusers they do, they look for
That
those weak places, and then
people.
use it against the victim. Because
Yes.
he abusing her physically, he abusing her emotionally, because what? He abusing her financially because of poverty. She is
Yes.
not financially potent. She does not have the economic strength to leave the relationship. So today, the power of her, we are saying to women, we should be financially potent. We should pay attention to our growth. We should pay attention to our finances, because most time they use these things against us, as per her example just give. And most women, once the man find out or your abuser find out that you are having challenges, financial challenges, they use it against you. I had one of the ladies that I work with here. The man when one of the man he said, "Oh, you want Carol again? Carol, I will see what will happen. What will come from all of her? How long? So soon come by here to come beg me.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? But you see, if that woman was somebody who taking care of her finances, her own money, and she's economically strong, he will have to tell her all of that.
Never.
Even
Was.
we are not saying that if you are financially strong, you cannot be abused. You can be abused in so many ways as you just explained to us. But we
Also
are
have
saying
the
another,
abuse.
yeah.
The van
So we
abuse.
are saying another aspect is for us to be educated, is for us to be financially potent, is for us to
Yeah.
have our economic willpower that
Sure.
somebody will not dictate to you. You will have to have your say around the table on the table. So
Of
you can go
course.
ahead, Mrs. Grimes.
Yeah, okay. So we were on a sexual abuse. Thank you so much for elaborating. I like that. Thank you so much. So we go to the sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is one of the most painful and violating forms of abuse. Yes. It includes both sex in marriage, in genuine relationship or whatever. Even at times tell you like they rape, you can't even when they just catch those vulnerable girls and have their sexual way with them, satisfy their sexual desire. But in marriage is a covenant of love. Love should, I mean, sex should always happen in marriage because marriage is a covenant of love, not a contract of ownership. No, a woman's body, a woman's body does not become property because of a wedding ring. No. So in marriage, I mean, in sexual abuse, rape can come, full sexual intercourse can come about. That is why we call rape without your consent, and then they have their way with you. Also, molestation, unwanted sex, wanted sexual touching. They will touch you on one
Yeah,
being
inappropriate places. Mm.
inappropriate be touching you, especially against the vulnerable women or girls. They always get to
Yeah,
them, do such thing. And sexual abuse also includes sexual coercion. That is, you will they pressure the victim, they threaten them, they manipulate
yeah,
them into
yeah,
sexual activity that she does not agree to or she doesn't want to take part in.
yeah,
Yes, yes, that is what they do. And let me say this, marriage is not a license for violation. No, consent matters. Our consent matters because we are talking about women, right? So women consent always matters, even in marriage, out of marriage. If you are just in a relationship that you having a sexual intercourse, the woman consent is the woman consent always matters. She needs to be in the know of what you want to do with her body. That's her body. Go in marriage, the where they can track people down in marriage, they will be quoting. They say, "Oh, the woman body is no more of her own. I own the body." And so what? You own the body. It does not give you right to forcefully do anything.
Wow. Mrs. Elizabeth Grams is going to get back on just the internet fluctuation. Girl, we are enjoying you tonight. So wherever you are, this is Sanctuary TV, and it is a show, The Power of Hope, and we are discussing the road to healing from abuse as a woman. Because when you look at the topic, the road to healing, the road is it shows you direction, it gives you direction, right? And then when you are on this road, hello,
Yes.
welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Thank you, ma.
So I was
Okay.
just saying something when you went off. Let me conclude and turn it over to you. So if we are saying the road, along the road you will face trees. Along the road you will face some hills that you have to climb to get to the other side. Along the road you will face some streams that you have to walk through or you have to fight to cross. Along the road for us in Liberia, you will have bridges, especially what we call monkey bridges to cross over. So the road to healing from abuse, particularly a woman, is not an easy thing. It's not an easy road. When you have been violated, when somebody has intimidated you, when somebody has threatened you, and they have abused you, they have abused you emotionally, sexually, economically, financially. It is not an easy thing. But tonight we are on here tonight to encourage you that there is a remedy. There is a healing for you. We want you to know that you are not alone. And at the end of it, we're going to give you the roadmap. We're going to give you what you need to do. My list, one of the things that brought this topic to my mind, I have experienced a few days
Okay.
inappropriate way of touching people. So this time around, for me to just leave my kids,
Mm.
I am so afraid.
So much.
I go out, I'm worried to come back early because before me on my post, I saw somebody trying to touch my daughter to area that they were not supposed to touch. And I'm like in my mind, if I was not around, what would
Why?
have become of my baby? Then you are trying to go to the person and ask questions and grab it, and then your neighbors are looking at you and making you to look like you are stupid, you are lying, and you are being emotional. So this thing about abuse, it is so strong. Those of us that encounter women that come over to us, even in developed countries, wherever we find out that women are abused daily, it is just something common. And sometimes you're just afraid to talk about it. You're afraid to get around people, to get among people. So that's some of the things I say. I don't like quiet people because they impel all of their hurt was in them. They are not expressive. You don't know what they are battling in their minds. But when you have conversation with responsible people, when you have conversations with those who understand, who are responsible enough to keep your conversation or your meeting with them private, they are
Yeah.
so intelligent and confidential about the information you are giving them. Some of the time, the thing the victims I have that are faced with mine is confidentiality.
Yes, true.
Because somebody come and pull out how they were abused by this family member or this person, and then you take the person information and start to spread it. What you expect from that person? So we want to encourage women around the world. Abuse is not the last bus stop for you. So I
Never.
turn back to Mrs. Graham.
There is a road for healing, and we are getting on that road. We are getting on that road. Like I said earlier, tonight we are going to break the silence of abuse. Going to break the silence. So wherever you are watching from, if you have been abused before, you don't need to sit down with it. You need to speak it up. Break the silence of abuse, whatever form of abuse it is. You need to speak up. You need to speak up. Don't sit with it. I think they can say a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So whatever thing that is happening, silence can always empower the abuser. Silence can empower the abuser, but voice or voices can protect the victims. So we don't need to be silent about any form of abuse that we are going through. We need to speak up. We need to speak up. And we're talking on the sexual abuse. Intimacy should be mutual. It should never be forced. It should never be demanded or taken like that. It should be respectful. It should be safe. It should be safe. No
And
woman.
that whole
Mhm.
aspect has to do with religion. We got some
Yes.
religions that men own your body.
Mm-hmm.
It is for the men. And if you read the history of powerful women, if you read the history of women that led kingdoms, you will get to realize that most of them that rebelled, most of them that fought against men that became leaders, women, female leaders, they were abused sexually
But abuse section is true. Yes.
because
No.
of religion.
Because of religion. That is why we
Yeah.
we have we have spiritual abuse also. They because of religion, they will say this, they will say that, and you don't have to speak up. Like for Christians, if you speak up against your husband or your partner in a relationship, then you are being disobedient. You are being disobedient. That is why they will say, and no woman owns intimacy to fear. She does not owe intimacy to fear. You need to be free to be intimate with another person. You don't have to do intimacy with fear. You don't have to. No woman owes her body to violence. For what? No woman owes her body to violence. A woman does not surrender her dignity because she is married. No, she will not surrender her dignity. And that is not being rude, or they will say you are not being submissive. They will say you are not being submissive if you try to speak up when you are being abused, when you are being abused, like the spiritual abuse. They will say you are being disobedient. You do not respect God, and God does not approve someone. God does not approve suffering to be holy. He does not approve any woman to suffer to be holy. No, you have to do it obediently. You have to do it in peace. You have to do it in safety. You have to be holy in safety, not to be holy in fear. So we get to the financial abuse. Financial abuse can happen when a woman is prevented from working, like the case, like the scenario that I was explaining. You stop her from working. But he always want to molest her, he always want to abuse her. Just any kind of abuse that particular person was going through it. All of the abuse that I know of, she went through it. She went through, stop the person from working. Not for partnership reason, but for control, for her to be dependent on you, for her to be
Mhm.
begging for her basic needs. You stop her from working. If you don't stop her from working, they will say your salary, I needed to get it should be before you bring it. Don't touch it. I want to see it. I want to see it. They'll be so controlling. They will control your bank account, just whatever. And that is not what woman was made for. Like when we go to the Bible, woman was created as a help meet, not to be a punching bag in a financial, I mean, in a physical abuse, not to be a punching bag, not to be slapping, not to be for her to get bruises and scars all over her only because she said, I will not do this that you want me to do. It's against my body, it's against my mind, it is against my spirit. That's not it. And control over money is control over freedom. So if you control my money, I will not be free to do anything. Because right now they say we always saying money controls the world. So if you control my salary, you control my income, how freely will I move? Anything I want, I will have to come to you to ask for what? Just
So can
anything.
we go? So can we go because time? Can we go to the healing aspect of abuse?
Go to the healing. So what must victims do to be healed? So we say healing from abuse is not automatic. Yes, healing from abuse. It is not automatic. It does not happen because time is passing, so you want it to happen quickly. No, it happens because a decision is made. And I want to speak directly to every woman who have been abused and you are watching today. You survived it.
Yeah.
Now it's time to heal from it. Now it's time to heal from it. Healing from abuse, whether emotional, sexual, financial, physical, spiritual, it begins with a decision. And that decision comes from you. It does not come from any other person. You have to take up and say, I am tired and I need to get out of this. When you allow people to force you, no, it is not a healing. So you need to say a decision that says, I will not die in what try to destroy me. First, healing begins with truth. Call it whatever it is. Call it whatever it is. Stop minimizing it. Stop blaming yourself. It is your spirit that was broken. If your spirit was broken, you need to say it. They made you afraid, you were afraid, you need to speak it up. If they made you afraid, you cannot heal from what you keep excusing. Yeah, no, that thing, yeah, but I don't want they're trying to be stubborn, oh, but I now understand what I mean or trying to say. No, whatever thing he did to you, if he ever made you afraid, it was abuse. So you need to admit the fact. So the first step to healing is the decision to sit and think of your decision to make. And then secondly, you have to be truthful to yourself. Whatever that make you, whatever you speak it out. Speak it out. Say it. And then people will be able to help you to heal from it. Another thing is you should prioritize your safety. You should prioritize your safety. You tell one that You should prioritize your safety. You cannot heal in a teen environment that you were abused in. You cannot heal in that teen environment that you were abused in. So you need is ongoing. Safety must come first. So you need to leave that environment. So your safety, you need to prioritize your safety on the road to healing. You don't just jump into healing. The first, you should be truthful to yourself. The second one, you minimize. I mean, the first one is to make that decision. Come up with the decision yourself. The second one, be truthful to yourself. Say it. This is what happened. You say it. The third one is to prioritize your safety. You don't need to remain in that same environment you were once abused. You need to get out of that environment. You need speed. You need to go to a safer place to get your healing on your road to healing. And then to speak out to a trusted person. Speak out to a trusted person, just as you were saying earlier about confidentiality. You need to speak out to a trusted person because nowadays most people that call themselves counselor, they are not really trusted. When you explain to them about your abuse, they will go about saying it. That's why you were saying they will explain it or just anything. Even you don't want to know about it, they will force you. They say, "Oh, that person told me this, the person told me that about themselves." So you need a trusted person to speak to on your road to healing. Find a trusted person. Break the silence. Because abuse can grow in secrecy. Or when you are secrecy about what you are going through, you will continue to be in it. So break the silence. Break the silence. You need to
Sure.
break the silence. Say it. Don't tell someone. Tell someone everything that happened. Don't blame yourself for anything. Don't blame yourself. You did not blame anyone. Silence can protect the abuser, but voices can protect the victims. So when you speak out, you will get people to take you out of it. Don't remain silent. And then another one is you should seek help. You should seek help because the abuse can affect the body, it affect the mind, it affect the spirit. Yes. Finding help is not weakness. Another thing is you should rebuild your identity. Rebuild your identity because abuse it can attack your confidence. It can plant lies in you. It will plant lies that you will believe. They will say, "Oh, you are nothing. It was your fault. You deserve it." They were representing to you because you feel you were all to it. You never wanted to be controlled by anyone. They are all lies. You are not what happened to you are not what happened to you. You are still valuable. You still have
Yeah.
your value. You still have your value. You are still worthy. You are still worthy of yourself. You are still
Yeah.
deserving of respect and peace. You still deserve them. So don't
Thank
those
you.
lies shouldn't remain in. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Elizabeth Heenan Grams. Wow, what a voice. We appreciate you so much tonight. Because of time, we
Yeah.
just have to cut in because time is money, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And we want to say thank you for the insight tonight. We know that abuse is your story, but it is not your identity. So you cannot take it with you from place to place and be waiting all over you. This is me, Mrs. Arizona Grant. I've been abused. I'm a victim of abuse. It is not your identity. Wherever you find yourself, we are encouraging you to the road of healing. Believe in yourself. Let go of that shame. Grow your self-confidence. Grow your self-confidence. Increase your appetite, your desire to learn, to find yourself doing something new. Let go of that ugly past. It is not your identity. Why are you allowing it to bring you down? Why are you allowing it to control you? That is a story, a past. Let it go. It's not a good thing to hold on to. So why hold on to it to break you down? So wherever you are, we are saying to you, you are special, you are wonderfully made, and you need to experience and love yourself. Love yourself. Be an ambassador. Once you are a victim of abuse, join women to talk about it. Encourage other women to get out of it because it's not an easy journey. So, Mrs. Grants, we appreciate you so much. We want to say thank you for the fountain of knowledge tonight. We want to say thank you for the opportunity given us tonight to be our guest. We appreciate you so much. So, what will be your parting comment? We got like 3 minutes.
So just as I was saying, speak up. Go to healing. Speak up. Don't be afraid. Fear should no longer be in your heart. Speak up. As I said earlier, we are breaking the silence tonight against abuse. Any form of abuse, we are breaking the silence tonight. So please speak up whenever you are being abused. You are not who they say you are. You are not who they say you are. You are you. God made you that way. Don't agree to any man behavior towards you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we want to say thank you to everyone that's following Sandra TV. We want to say continue to follow Sandra TV. Every Thursday we are on Liberia's time 9 o'clock, and the show is The Power of Horror. We want to say thank you for today's interaction. I am your host, Mrs. Arizona Thomas Grisby Grams, and we are here to discuss issues that women are faced with. And these issues is not to come on to show ourselves. It is for us to make impact. It is for us to have transformation. It is for us to see reason to take our place, to take our seat. It is this show is all about women getting involved. It's not to just listen or Mrs. Grant invite other women to come to show how well they understand women issues and all of that. No. It is for you to make that positive change, make that positive move, and let the world be a better place for women. Wherever we find ourselves in Liberia, in United States of America, in Europe, in Asia, wherever we find ourselves, it is to prove to everyone that women voices can be heard. Women are potential people. Women are also breadwinners. So I want to say thank you for the time. Thank you to everybody that commented, everybody that liked. Please share, please comment. Thank you for following us. We love you all. Stay tuned to Sandra TV and more topics going to come up. Thank you so much.
Sandra TV is here. We here to inform you, listen and be inspired. Sandra TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh.